the Quinfall, a new open world MMORPG that will be supposedly releasing this year. And everything that I've seen about this game, guys, it seems way too good to be true, because they have basically included everything that I would want in an MMORPG. So let's talk about it. Let me tell you what Quinfall is all about. So what we've seen from Quinfall so far, they are claiming that the game is coming out this year. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not coming out this year. Definitely gonna have delays. You can already pre-register on Steam and everything. But from what we've seen so far, there's no chance this game releases this year. Now, let me tell you why I'm so excited about Quinfall. It's because they have promised some crazy stuff, okay? Now, they are claiming that this game will have the biggest map you guys have ever seen in any MMORPG ever, okay? It's gonna have these massive biomes that you guys can explore and some crazy dynamic content and a dynamic world. But let's talk about the release date real quick. Now, the game will definitely not be releasing this year because they haven't had their beta yet, or the alpha, unless like the game is ready and they just want to have a beta to just test it. But most likely it's going to come out next year. But what is really wild about this game is, yes, it will have the massive world, and this is not their only selling point. Because first, when I heard about it, I was like, okay, this is going to be their selling point. They're going to be like, we have the biggest map in all of MMOs, definitely check out the game. But they have so much more. So in this game, you will be able to customize your character like you want, and they have some crazy details. You can like have 100 different details on just your face for customization. So there's a wild amount of customization you guys can do. There'll be classes. It seems like from the classes they've shown, they might go for like a holy trinity, maybe a tank. It seemed like a guy was using some green mage spells, which usually means healing, so it might get like a holy trinity going. But this game, I talked about a game earlier this year called PAX Day, where players can control everything that is happening in the world, and it seems like they're kind of going with that same direction. So everything that you, not everything, but a lot of stuff you see in an MMO, classic MMO, will not be in this game. So if you go to taverns and places, they might be run by players instead of NPCs. And if you want to interact with NPCs for like smithing or crafting or different stuff, it depends on the seasons, what biomes you're in. There might not be NPCs at certain times of the day. There might be no NPCs at a certain time of season. So you kind of, it's a dynamic world. So you have to kind of pay attention to the world around you, the weather and everything happening, because it will be weather based. So things might change depending on the weather and the biome that you're in. Now, in this game, you will be able to do crafting. You'll be able to build your house, build bases, do crafting. And again, depending on the seasons, if there is good weather, sunny weather, a lot of rain stuff, you can do some farming, you can do some planting, you can use both NPCs or other players to help you. But if it turns into snow, you know, everything will be ruined. So a lot of depends on the weather. And the exploration in this game, again, being a massive world, is going to have some crazy exploration. Not only can you explore the base level world, but they're going to have cities underground. They're going to have islands on the water. They're going to have cities on top of mountains. They're going to have a different country that you have to travel to. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that you guys can explore in this game. A lot of different biomes that you guys can explore in this game. And that's the good thing of having the biggest world ever in an MMORPG. And you can take over these places as a guild. I don't know if they're going to do it with a guild system, class system, how they're going to do it. But you can take over territories, you can take over biomes, and depending on your biome, that's you can use the advantages to protect against enemies. So if you have taken over like a mountain city, you know, it's easier to defend because the attackers have to come up the mountain. If you're taking over a country, an island, then people have to attack with ships, through water. So the PvP in this game and the territory wars are gonna be crazy good and very, I like that it's very innovative, because a lot of like MMOs, they cut off when it comes to like water exploration, in this game there's a full exploration. You can dive in water, find treasure, find wrecked ships, all that good stuff. But not only that, you can actually get a ship, become a pirate, and loot other players on their ships. You can fight on ships. There will be water monsters like krakens and stuff, bosses in water. So there's a lot of like, not only like the usual traditional MMO, you can fight people in dungeons and caves and stuff. There's full-on water exploration, like pirate exploration, which is really cool. And in this game you can tame mounts. So if you find a big elephant, or you find a donkey or a cow or a horse, you can tame them, you can breed them, and you can use whatever is useful for the biome that you're in, right? If you are on top of a mountain, you probably need something bigger and stronger than a horse to take your items with you to your city. So you will have to capture probably some massive mammoth or elephant and breed them and make them do the carry for you. So I love like the whole taming system, the whole breeding system. It adds so much more to the game. So there's going to be a lot of like, depending on the biome you live in, you want to be doing some trading, right? If you're focused around one biome instead of being like a traveler that goes to several biomes, each biome will have different kind of materials. Like when it comes to like just chopping wood, different type of wood, fishing, everything to craft potions, to craft different items, to craft gear. So you will have to do some overseas trading or travel overseas to different biomes to get good items that you need. So it's gonna be a massive world, yes, but it's gonna be a very, I love it. Like it's gonna be so engaging, like being able to just trade with people around territories overseas. Like I feel like each player will have, if you want to, of course, you can have your own roles, not only when it comes to classes, but what you do in the game. You can be a farmer, you can be a smith, you can be a woodcutter, you can be a fisher. You know, you can basically prioritize what you want to do in the game, which I really like, and use that as leverage, right? If it's snow season, you can be like, yo, I'm a fisher. During snow season, I don't get a lot of fish, so I might increase my prices, you know? So I feel like that would keep the economy very fluid. So I like all this stuff. Now, we talked about the PvP. I'm very excited for the massive territory war PvP. There's going to be certain territories you can do PvP in, and on seas and during territory wars, but there's also a lot of PvE, right? You will have these raids and caves to explore. Depending on the weather, might open new caves, might open new areas. So there'll be always some PvE to do, monsters to fight, dungeons to clear with your friends, and multiplayer open world MMORPG. So you already know that we're going to be fighting monsters for sure. Now there's one thing that they have teased, which is very cool. They've said that in this game there'll be some travel in time thing. Not sure how it's gonna work. They haven't teased much. It's just showing some clips here and there, but it'll be really cool if you can like travel in time and capture like dinosaurs, or fight some dinosaurs, or go to the future and see what's gonna be like, maybe some new technology in the future. So I really like the whole travel in time thing. It could, if it's done right, it could be good. But from what I've said in this video, they seem to be doing a lot of stuff that I would love to see in MMORPG. But realistically, looking at this MMORPG, there is no way that they will be able to do all this in this game. Okay, they can promise a lot of stuff, they might do a little bit of it, but it just feels like there are going to be limitations to a lot of these things. Like the territory wars might not be as good. Maybe the sea is a small territory, maybe it won't work PvP wise. But the idea, I love the idea of it. But this I think the developer team has been now for like 2-3 years. Most people work on these games, MMOs, for 5-6 years, and they're releasing this crazy, detailed, innovative MMORPG in just like 2-3 years, apparently coming out this year. I just don't believe it. From the combat too, I know it's early in-game footage, but the combat didn't seem that crazy. The graphics didn't seem that crazy. Okay, if you're adding this game, I expect Unreal Engine 5 high quality biomes. Okay, you can't just put together all this massive world, these massive ideas, and not executed properly. Everything has to be clean, it has to be super polished, and there's no way, if this game is coming out already next year, I don't see it happening at all. But I'm gonna keep an open mind. But like most MMOs, they end up disappointing, they end up over promising. But I am excited for the game. I would definitely be checking out the Quinfall. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Quinfall? Do you guys like what you hear about this game? Overall, again, like I said, amazing ideas, amazing introduction of the game, but don't believe it until I see it. So let me know what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, check out this video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.